Hello. Right away. It still has disabled my screen sharing, so it'll need to add the permissions. If it doesn't work, then yeah, meeting controls. It's probably under. If you go back down to Zoom or Zoom, where you were before.
Okay.
No, meeting. I would click the meeting controls, and then it's probably in there that you can allow
Yeah.
participants to share
Just a
screen.
minute. Yeah. Now is it okay?
No, it still says it's disabled.
Just a minute.
Were you able to find a setting that listed that?
Yeah, meeting controls.
And then is there a screen sharing area?
Eric, it's you are screen sharing. It's saying here means new share. You are screen sharing. This option is coming to in my laptop.
It's set up that I can do it, but when I click it, it still says the error. Maybe if you stop sharing your screen again. So stop sharing that screen, and then I'm trying.
Okay, I'll just stop sharing.
Most disabled participants screen share.
Is it okay now?
Like I can see your screen, yes, but I need to share mine with the presentation on it. But either way, if it's not going to work, I can just do some question and answers with the students who are still here. If I'm unable to do the presentation, or I can just talk, because it seems like it's not going to be able to allow me to share the screen.
सेमिनार अटेंड कर रही थी. सेमिनार हो रहा है ना, सेमिनार हो रहा है हमारा, अटेंड कर सेमिनार.
Okay, we'll just what I'll do, I'll just ask the students to drop a question in the Dropbox, so at least you can answer accordingly. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. They can just
I'll do this. I'll stop sharing the screen, and then we'll just check with the this rounds. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they should be able to type in the Zoom chat, right? And they can ask if you guys who are here have any questions about programs, admissions, our different study locations, intakes, what programs are open. I can answer all of those. To start off, though, I'll just let everyone know that for the September intake, our Toronto, Mississauga campuses are full already. So we're not taking any more applications right now for those study locations in Toronto and Mississauga. We do still have programs available at our Sarnia location, which is our main campus. We do have many programs there too that offer a $3,000 entrance scholarship. So if you go to lambtoncollege.ca/scholarships, you can see a complete list of all of the programs that we still have available that do offer the $3,000 entrance scholarship. And then, yeah, if anyone has any questions about any program they've seen or anything they've heard about Lambton, feel free to type to me or to just in the open chat there, and I can answer those for you. And then one more thing I'll add too is that if you are looking to go to Toronto or Mississauga only, those locations will be opening for applications for the January 23 intake in I think early March is the plan. So keep in touch with your agent and they'll let you know when that one opens for sure. But I think March 1st is the goal to open applications for the January 23 intake.
Okay. Fine. So students, if you have any queries, any questions regarding the admission process or anything, please drop the message in the Dropbox so that Eric can answer accordingly.
So I don't know if any are being sent directly to you, but I don't see anything in the in my inbox or the open chat box right now.
Okay. Let's check if the students coming. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes if questions are coming from students, and then we'll just continue with that part. A few of them might be typing the questions, so we'll just wait. Though.
Okay. Yeah. It takes a second.
Yeah, it takes seconds.
So I see one student wrote to me 6.5 overall, not less than 5.5 in one module. So I'm assuming they're asking about the IELTS admission requirement. For all of our programs at Lambton College, the standard is 6.5 overall with no band less than 6.0. So even one band at 5.5 can kind of rule you out from Lambton College. It's kind of just where we draw the line is 6.0s. With an overall 6.5 and higher for acceptance at Lambton.
Okay.
And same question again, band requirement, just answered that. And yeah, unfortunately, if you have a band at 5.5, you will need to retake the IELTS and try and get those all up to 6.0 if you want acceptance into Lambton College. It's just, at some point they draw the line of where our threshold is of what we accept, and it's 6.0 and up. So if you have one band at 5.5, it sounds like Dakshu that you're really close to getting all bands 6.0. So I think you should have time, if you're waiting, to retake the IELTS and then get the score up to the standard that we need at Lambton.
Right.
How many backlogs are you accepting after bachelor's? So most students who get accepted to Lambton College will have 0 backlogs. Most students who get accepted are in the first class with 0 backlogs, but we are willing to accept students typically with no more than 3 or 4 backlogs. And if you do have a few backlogs, we usually like to see a higher CGPA. So if you have 3 backlogs and your CGPA is about 60%, then it's less likely that you'll get accepted. But if you have 3 backlogs and your CGPA is over 70%, then you still have a pretty good chance at acceptance, depending on which program it is. How much gap is accepted after graduation? So we don't really have a strict gap limit. I'd say if your gap is more than 5 years, it's a little bit more difficult to gain acceptance, because now you have to, your education is a little bit more dated, and now you have to show all your experience and what you've been doing over the past 5 years. So I would say, if you have experience in the industry or the field that your program that you're applying for relates to, then you're still able to do that. Just make sure that you're submitting all your employment documents so that we can confirm what you've been doing during your gap. But we don't really have a strict gap limit at Lambton College. How can I apply for the scholarship? So the $3,000 entrance scholarship is automatically applied. All you have to do is make sure that the program you're applying for is eligible, and then you have to get the minimum IELTS score of 6.5 overall, and then it will automatically be added to your offer letter. So again, the agents will usually know if it's a program that is scholarship eligible. So then if you do get accepted, just make sure you can see on your offer letter that the $3,000 is coming off. And then, you don't have to fill out any forms or anything to apply for the scholarship. It's just an automatic entrance scholarship. Can we apply to Lambton College if we have below 60% past studies? Typically, I would say no. The only way that would happen would be if we had a program that wasn't filling its seats and we couldn't get enough students over 60%, but that hasn't been the case recently. So if your average is below 60%, I would say your odds of acceptance are not very high. It's kind of the minimum standard that we use at Lambton. Renji, can you mute, or are you asking a question? If student has work experience after bachelor's, can that profile be accepted for postgraduate program? If yes, how much maximum gap is acceptable? So like I was kind of saying earlier, there isn't really a hard max gap. You could have been out of school for 8 years and still gain acceptance. The work experience, so what they're going to look for in the work experience is, if you've been working as a marketing assistant for 6 years and then you apply for quality management engineering, then those aren't going to match up. So they're going to look for work experience that relates to the program that you're applying to. So if you're working at a bank and then you apply for financial planning and wealth management and you have 5 years experience in the banking industry, then that would make sense. And then they would be more likely to accept that. So as long as there's kind of that correlation between work experience and the program that you're applying to, then there usually isn't an issue as long as your education is still strong. Is internship after the completion of studies paid or unpaid? So we do have co-op in most of our 2-year programs at Lambton College. It takes place usually in the final semester. These can be paid and they can be unpaid. I'm not sure the exact ratio, if it's like 50-50, 60-40. It's kind of dependent on the program and what the demand for jobs are from each industry, kind of in each program. So It's kind of up to the students. If they want a paid co-op, they have to try and find the companies that are offering the paid co-ops and paid internships and send their resume in and interview well. But there is a chance too that it's unpaid. The good thing about the co-op program though, Lambton, is that there is no tuition fees associated with the co-op semester whatsoever. So if you are doing an unpaid internship, it's not like you're having to pay for any tuition fees during that semester. It's kind of just your opportunity to get experience so that when you graduate, you're able to more easily find a job because you have something on your resume, you have some skills, some Canadian work experience. So the experience is the most important part, but yes, it is nice if you can find a paid co-op for sure. Why should I choose Lambton College? What is the strong best reason? Can you explain? So it kind of is dependent on what you're looking for about why Lambton College might be the best option for you. So one benefit for sure is that we have 3 different study locations, so we can kind of meet the different needs of students who are interested in different cities. So we have our Toronto study location, so biggest city in Canada, very diverse, lots of work opportunities. Mississauga, it's just outside of Toronto. Again, it's a great school, lots of opportunities in Mississauga as well. It's still a city of 800,000 people. And again, it's a growing city. It's a very diverse city. And then where I'm from is Sarnia, where our main campus actually is. And here we have about 80,000 people. Some people worry that it's a bit worse from a employment perspective in Sarnia, but what we do have here is Chemical Valley, which is one of the biggest employers, I guess, in the engineering and science industry in all of North America. It's chemical plants like Nova, Shell, ExxonMobil all have massive plants here in Sarnia that hire a lot of students out of the sciences to high-paying jobs. I have some friends that work there, and I get kind of jealous of how much money they make there. So I went on a tangent there, but also if you compare tuition fees at Lambton College to a lot of other colleges in Ontario, most others, they come in considerably lower. And then especially if you consider that $3,000 scholarship. So in my presentation, one of the things I would have went over is like an international business program at Lambton for 2 years versus at another school that's also in Toronto. It was $40,000 for one school, and the Lambton College one was only $25,000.
Right.
We've been ranked #1 in student satisfaction. Until recently, we were the #1 public college in Ontario in research. So we have lots of research opportunities for students. It means we attract better faculty. There's honestly a lot of different reasons I think I can go over, and you can really see it in the demand for our programs, because right now September is already full for Mississauga and Toronto, and will be full within this month for Sarnia. So then we'll be recruiting for January, whereas a lot of colleges right now are still, some even have seats open still for May. So that's just how far ahead we're doing, which means the word is kind of getting back to students from other students, and it's increasing that demand for Lambton College seats. So I would definitely recommend checking out our YouTube channel. It's all about finding the best school for you too, right? Like, it depends on what program you're taking, where you're looking to live. So if you go to the Lambton International YouTube channel, and this is for everyone who's still there, we have lots of videos that kind of showcase our facilities, our different study locations, and then we have a lot of individual program videos as well. So students can go in if they're interested in one program and hear from faculty who teach and other students who have taken the program. So that's something we've been really focusing on, is that YouTube channel to kind of show students what it will actually look like when they get here and when they live here. There's also videos on things like finding housing, finding a part-time job when you get here. So it's a great resource, and I think we'll kind of showcase the value of coming to Lambton College versus other colleges. Is math required for any undergraduate program? So math is required for computer programming. It's preferred for business. Sometimes if a student's taken like business studies and economics, accounting, those programs, those can kind of replace math. But if you haven't taken any business studies programs, then they'll want to see a math as well. Tourism doesn't require math. I think that's it. I think it's really just computer programming, and business if you don't have any business studies programs that require math. Is there any scholarship for diploma in occupational health and safety management? So yes, I believe that is one of our scholarship eligible programs. Let me just double check that there's still seats available in that one. So occupational health and safety management is a postgraduate program. So you get a graduate certificate, not a diploma, and it is a scholarship eligible program. We do have seats still available at the Sarnia study location for that program, but in Toronto, it is already full. Jaswinder, you're welcome. Is co-op provided in advanced project management program, and what can be the other best program for students who did bachelor in computer application? So honestly, advanced project management is probably not the most related program we'd have to computer application. We do have an advanced project management IT program. I guess that would make a bit more sense. We also have a full stack software development program. We have a cyber infrastructure specialist program. We have a cybersecurity specialist program. We have a cloud computing program and an artificial intelligence program as well. So, along with business sciences and engineering type backgrounds, I'd say computer is something that Lambton College kind of specializes in. We really do have a program for kind of like each different sort of IT career that students would want to go into. In terms of the co-op being provided, so what the school does is it gives you all the resources that you would need really to find a co-op. So we'll have a job bank online specifically for Lambton College students with jobs they can apply to. They'll run job fairs. They provide you, we have a whole co-op department that will provide you assistance with writing your resume, with writing a cover letter, practicing your interview skills. The co-op isn't like provided as in they just say, all right, you're going to be working here for this long. You still have to send in your application and interview for the position. That's just the company, they want to make sure they get a good employee. So it's not directly provided, but most students do get co-ops at Lambton College. And if you were unable to get a co-op, for some reason, we do offer a WIL project, which is kind of a simulated work experience. That is the other option. So you can still always do that and complete your program and get your certificate if you're unable to secure a co-op. But what we see is the students who are willing to put the time and some work in to find a co-op opportunity typically do end up getting the job or getting the co-op. If a student from a medical background, what would be the best program for them at Lambton College? So medical is something that I would say we don't specialize in as much. We do have an advanced healthcare leadership program. That program is typically taken by students who come from a nursing background. It kind of teaches you more about the administrative side of healthcare, and then sometimes students will be doing their nursing qualifications in the meantime while they're taking the program, so that when they graduate, they can take their test to become a nurse in Canada. We also do have an interprofessional practice and gerontology program. And honestly, it's probably one of the best programs to take if it's a field you're interested in, just because of the employment opportunities. Canada has an aging population. There's plenty of opportunities to work in nursing homes and old age homes, which is what this program gears you to do, is to work kind of, with seniors and help them with their day-to-day. So that's another one that students from a nursing background like to take, or from a healthcare background like to take. But kind of depends where you're from. If if you have a Bachelor of Surgery or a doctorate, then we don't really have any programs, I think, that would kind of fit into that when you get here. So. But yeah, I'd focus on, if you're interested, advanced healthcare leadership and interprofessional practice to gerontology. Hi, Mr. Walker, would you please guide about any construction specific courses in your college? I've already completed my bachelor's in civil engineering and have 3 years of work experience in the same. So one of our most popular programs, I say that because it's usually I would say the second program that fills when we open each intake, is our construction project management program. So this one is offered at our Toronto study location, and it is definitely the most popular program taken by students with a civil engineering background. So when I see, when I look through applications and there for that program, a lot of the times it is a student with a civil engineering degree. Again, it's a 2-year program in Toronto. It does have a co-op in the final semester. And I'm assuming that the reason it's so popular is because of, again, a lot of times the more popular programs are the ones with more employment opportunities once you graduate. So my assumption would be it's just the construction industry right now, between like commercial and then residential, and it's just growing so quickly in Canada right now. Like we don't even have enough houses for the population. So I think that's partly why that program's so popular here. And yeah, that would be the only one that we have that's very specific to construction. The other one I see students take from a civil engineering background would be advanced project management and strategic leadership. But that one's a little bit more open-ended in terms of what you can take afterwards. Those are all the questions that I see here right now. Does anybody else have any, or have you gotten, oh, here's another one.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Hi, Eric. Could you please let me know what the exact status of fall 22 intake? Will there be any seats opening again for the fall term? So once a program closes, they typically never open back up. So if the program you're interested in is already closed, I wouldn't expect it to open again. The programs that are still open, I would anticipate them to be full by the end of February, if not some of them sooner. So the way they there isn't really a specific closing date for any of our programs. They just once we fill the seats with enough qualified students, then we close that program for applications. So yeah, if there's a program that you're interested in now that's still open, I would say apply as soon as possible. And if if it's already closed, then you may have to wait until the January 23 intake. So applications for those I would anticipate will open on March 1st. We'll give it another couple seconds if anybody else has any follow-up questions. If there are any other questions.
I believe a lot of queries of the students has been cleared regarding this, but still we'll wait if the questions are coming. Or else then after a minute, we'll just close this one and I'll just ask MD ma'am to just come and one more question, please.
Yes. What are the requirements for Law Llb? So we don't have a law program at Lambton College, or like I don't know if you're looking for like a law school or like a paralegal program, because some other colleges do offer like a paralegal or law studies. But we don't actually have a law program at Lambton College.
Okay, we'll just wait for 2 seconds. I believe if the questions are coming or not, then otherwise I think most of the major queries has been sorted out of the students.
Yes, yeah. Thank you to all the students too who have been asking questions. They've been very good.
Because these are the queries generally which they want to ask directly to college, so that the doubts can get clear. Let's see if the question is coming or not. We'll just yeah.
From RT, do you have any degree programs? So Ontario public colleges some partner with universities to issue degrees, but we don't issue degrees. In Canada, you'd have to go to a Canadian university if you were looking for a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. At public colleges, what we can offer is diplomas, advanced diplomas, and then postgraduate certificates. So postgraduate programs are only available to students who already have either their bachelor's degree or diploma. And what they're kind of built to do is help students become more employable. So sometimes bachelor's degrees can be a little bit general, but the postgraduate programs that we offer are usually geared or guided towards one specific career path. So students will come in after university to take these programs to get more kind of, it's also a little bit more skills based, as opposed to university can be a bit more theory based and you know, a little bit more knowledge and reading, whereas this is really, Ontario colleges are about getting the practical skills that you'll actually need to have when you get to the workforce. So we don't have any degree programs. If you're looking for a degree program, yeah, I would speak to try and look up some different Canadian universities. You're welcome, Ranjit. Rupinder might have a question.
Yeah, she's checking. Okay.
Do you have any program? So we do have a nursing program, but it is actually unavailable to international students. The demand here for domestic students is really high, and it's like sponsored by the government, I believe. So we don't have a nursing program that is available for international students. I was kind of talking earlier, if we have students from a nursing background who come to Lambton College, they typically will take advanced healthcare leadership or interprofessional practice in gerontology. Sometimes after I don't know the specifics, but I know that there is a way that students with a nursing background can get their qualifications to be a nurse in Canada when they come from India. So a lot of times they'll do that while they're also taking these courses or preparing for that test that they have to take.
Okay, one more.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more came from Raj Kumar, I believe. Oh.
He might have only sent it to you. I can't see that one.
Okay, his question is, can I apply for UG program in this college? But this is
For
UG program.
For engineering program?
No, he's just a minute. He asked, can I apply for UG program in this college if have overall 6.5 band, but 5 in 1 section?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we did I answered that earlier. Unfortunately, no. To apply to Lambton, you need to have 6.0 across all bands and an overall score of 6.5. So yeah, that's just the cutoff right there. So unfortunately, that student would have to take the IELTS again. Can we apply for conditional offer letters for students? So you can apply for a conditional offer letter. What I would say about that is that our admissions team will typically look for complete applications first. So they're going to look for ones that have already submitted their IELTS, uploaded all their mark sheets, their degree certificate. Well, let's say you've booked to take your IELTS and you have all your other documents, then you can upload that booking slip and upload everything else. And if you qualify, you can get a conditional acceptance. And then once you upload your IELTS score after you take it, as long as it meets the requirement, then you'll go get your full offer. Or say you are getting your degree certificate in 3 weeks. Same thing, you could just make sure you note to us when you're going to have your degree certificate by, because if you're not going to have it until July, then they're not going to issue that conditional offer. But if we know that you're going to have it within the next month or so, then we can issue that conditional offer, just waiting until we get that provisional degree certificate. So it is possible, but obviously the best thing to do is to submit your application already completed with all your documents, because then they can look at it and then just issue you a full offer right away. Sometimes students will ask, I won't have my degree certificate until August or July, and I want to come in September. And in that case, we're usually not issuing any offers just because it's a little bit of a risk for us to hold a student's offer letter for that long, waiting for a document. So if it is going to be conditional, we usually want the conditions to be able to be met within like the first 4 to 6 weeks. Hi, I want to do the Adventure Guide course. What are the requirements for this course? Adventure Guide course. I don't believe we offer, I've never heard that Adventure Guide course. We definitely don't offer it for international students, and I don't think we have an Adventure Guide course here at Lambton College. I had to look that up because I know we have some courses that are kind of based around that, but in terms of our international programs, we don't offer an Adventure Guide course. What is the scope of G&M in this college? Available or not? G&M.
General nursing, I believe.
Is that general? Is that?
Yeah.
That's a nursing program?
Yes.
Correct? G&M. So we don't offer, general nursing and midwifery. Okay, thank you. We don't offer any general nursing and midwifery courses for international students. So I'm not sure if any Ontario colleges do or not. I do know that it is government sponsored, and the demand amongst domestic students is very high. So it can be it can be tough to get a nursing program in Canada, but definitely Lambton College, we don't offer it. What are the minimum requirements for law? So I answered this earlier. We don't offer any law programs at Lambton College. I want to know about physiotherapy courses. So we don't have a direct physiotherapy course. We do have a recreation therapy and a therapeutic recreation course. Sometimes physiotherapy students will take occupational health and safety management as well. So I would look into those programs if those are what you're interested in, if your background's from physiotherapy. But we don't have any direct physiotherapy postgraduate diplomas. I am from business department. I want to know which program. Sorry, I'm just going quick because it's going to run out of time. I'm from business department. I want to know which course is best for me. So business, we would have a business management program. We have international business. We have human resources. We have marketing. We have financial planning and wealth management. So it's just kind of about which aspect of business is most interesting to you and what sort of career you want afterwards, because we kind of do have all the different business backgrounds and options for students. I'm overall 6 bands, reading 5.5, speaking 5.5. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to apply. You would need to get every band to 6.0. How many bands are required after 12? So if you're out of 12, you're only required to get 6 bands, but you still need to get every band at least 6.0. So you can have like 6, 6, 6, 6 and still be accepted, but you can't have any 5.5s. So are the requirements for PG Diploma in Digital Marketing, my profile, 6.5, BBA. Yeah, as long as you don't have any backlogs, I'd say that you could definitely apply for that program, Nitin, with your profile. What are the requirements? There's always one complaint for Lambton. It's the intake. Like if we are in January, Lambton College have seats full for fall term 2. So I'm not sure entirely what that means, but we just always are open for the next intake that we don't have seats full for. So talk to your agents and just kind of make sure that you're timing it right and that you can get your application in if you want to attend. Anyways, I know it's about to end.
It's time. I believe it's going to within a few seconds, I believe. So we will finish it here itself, I believe, Eric. because
Yes.
this time is about to end. So thank you very much from the entire Austrian's team, from MD ma'am and from the entire team. And we are sorry for the inconvenience caused in beginning. But yes, we hope that we will provide you like a lot of applications in coming time. Sure.
Okay.
On behalf
Sounds
of
good.
ma'am,